I'd like to call to order the Schenectady City Council special meeting for Thursday, December 18th, 2025. We have two items on the agenda. Before we begin, I'd like to, if the clerk would give us the roll call.
Mr. Toro? Present. Mr. Farley?
Here.
Ms. Patrick is absent. Mr. Mutagarian?
Present.
Mr. Williams?
Here.
Ms. Porterfield?
Here. Would you please read the notice of meeting and proof of service?
Sent by electronic email to the mayor, the corporation council, and city council on Monday, December 15th. Media advisory. Schenectady City Council calls a special meeting to approve the 2026 operating and capital budget and a discussion and vote to fill the city council vacancy when Thursday, December 18th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. Where at City Hall, 105 J Street, Room 10, Schenectady, New York, 12305. Details. The Schenectady City Council convened a special meeting to approve both the 2026 operating budget and the capital budget, as well as to discuss the appointment of the City Council to fill the current vacancy on the City Council. On November 1st, 2025, the City Council adopted a budget that remained under the state mandated tax cap. On November 6th, 2025, Mayor Gary McCarthy vetoed the adopted budget. The City Council will vote on a revised 2026 operating and capital budget at a special meeting scheduled for Thursday. A vacancy on the City Council was created on August 25th, 2025, following the resignation of Councilmember Joe Mancini. The City Council will discuss applications from interested candidates and appoint a qualified member from the community to serve the remainder of the term. Schenectady City Charter, subsection C-13-TE. Vacancies of under plan A, B, C, D, E, or F, a vacancy exists or occurs in the office of mayor or councilman. The council shall appoint a qualified person to fill such vacancy until the first day of January following the next general city election, at which a successor shall be elected for the full unexpired term. Who, and this one out to City Council.
Okay. All right, our first order of business, item number 1, is an ordinance pursuant to section 36 of the Second Class Cities Law and Article 6 of the Charter of the City of Schenectady, approving and adopting the proposed operating budget and capital budget for 2026 and authorizing the appropriations therein enumerated. I need a motion.
So.
Second. Is there any discussion? Mr. Toro.
Yes, I would just like to say that through this process, I've made my position clear. And we're in this situation because of a series of past decisions that have led us here over the years. I've repeatedly opposed the budget for this reason, continuing to overinflate revenue projections is fiscally irresponsible and will place our city's financial in an even more critical state in the coming years. Thank you.
Thank you. If the clerk could please call the roll.
Mr. Toro?
No.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Mutagarian?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Porterfield?
Yes. Okay, the item passes 4-1. Item number 2 is discussion and then appointment to fill a vacancy in the city council seat. I need a motion. Moved by Mr. Williams.
Second.
Second by Mr. Mujibur. Is there any discussion? Ms.
Yes, how, are we going to go through the interview tonight and, discuss each candidate? And then decide on, or has the decision already been made?
People can bring forth the names that they have, so.
Just, but, yes.
So,
Well, as a point of information, you said something moved in second legislation before the council is blank. So you're gonna vote on a blank resolution, or have you given me something that's different than what you?
we gave the resolution and there just isn't a name on it, so we have to decide that tonight.
The resolution to fill the vacancy was just moved in second
Right.
with no name.
So I just wanted to give a little bit of background on how this process came about, making sure that everyone's clear. There was a vacancy on the council as of August 2025. City Charter, Part 2, says that the city council has to appoint someone to the vacancy. It does not give specifics as to how the actions are taken to do that. In times past, there's just been appointments and there's really not a background. It happened starting in 2006. And there hasn't been any real methodology that was done. In 2012, Mr. Riggy, a former council member, came up with doing interviews. And so this time, as council president, I combined that method with what the charter says, which is that we should appoint a qualified person. We did interviews. Also, there was one other person who got overlooked. We called them in for an interview, but a council member left. And so therefore, we did not have a quorum. We took the time to interview and to consider everyone and to look at all of their resumes. The question is about, and in terms of what we're looking at, we wanted to make sure that we look at someone who had the knowledge and skills to be able to serve in the position of a council person. There was some conversation about new people being part of the process. However, the people coming on have never served in an elected position, and so therefore, what would that be based on? Those of us who are still here have served for a number of years, and so even the fact that two of us are not going to be here, the years of knowledge and experience, we know what it takes to serve in an elected position. So that therefore we're moving forward to be part of this, to have the current council to be part of this process. Is there any other discussion? Mr. Torre, you had something you wanted to?
Just wondering what the process is moving forward. And waiting to hear my other council members' names are putting forward.
I'd be happy to begin where you started the conversation. So what were your candidates, and I can supply mine. Start off.
No, that's okay. You go ahead.
I haven't finished yet.
Yes.
You start off with it being an open and fair process, but sincerely in this entire conversation, you're pointing fingers at other individuals. I can sincerely show you my notes in full, so I do not take it kindly that you would assume that these discussions have already happened, predisposed of everyone at the table. So if you have any candidates, please share them. If not, I can start the conversation.
Please start the conversation.
So I'll take that as you have no candidates.
I
would say-
didn't say that.
So what are
Here are my notes here, so I have everything.
Council members, you need to move process.
Thank you.
So absolutely, I can begin the conversation like I normally do. I would say at the beginning of the process, having heard of all the individuals putting their names forward, the one that stood out honestly.
You do something, you have it moved in second. You have a call for vote.
We have to have discussion. There's not opportunity for discussion.
Who's meeting?
But you didn't put a name, you just moved to fill the vacancy with no name.
Right, because we have to have discussion first. And if you feel like we need to do this again, then we will. But,
Right, you do need to do it again.
okay, so let's have our discussion. And then we'll call another meeting and we will then,
Or we just do an amendment? The
Okay.
amendment to this resolution, to this motion. And add the name.
Mr. Farley.
Yeah, so look, this is what I'm gonna say, Madam President. This process is something that we are obligated to do,
Yes.
fulfilling our obligation, just like passing a budget.
Mhm.
And though there's a lot of misinformation about what our intention was to do that, I'm gonna speak for myself, and I'm sure that my council members can speak for themselves as well. Here's the thing, we're doing our job and doing it with the taxpayers in mind and making sure that there's no job losses to the city and city business can keep going. And those are the things that I stand for, have stood for, and will continue to do so. But all of this extra posturing and nonsense about this, like, to me, I just think that it's ridiculous. And it's okay for us to disagree, but how you disagree is important, especially those who are here in certain capacities and to be supportive capacities. Like, stand on, like, be who you say you are. Don't be one way behind closed doors and get in front of people and try to cook up some lies, some scheme, and try to rile something up that's not there. So that's what I'm saying. I'm all for us moving forward. And I think that we need to go on and move forward our business and get the business of the council done without all this political posturing and all this fake politics, theatrical stuff, because it's ridiculous.
And just want to remind everyone, this is not a resolution, this is an appointment. The charter is clear, that it is the city council's, responsibility to make this appointment.
So it's past practice that this appointment is made by resolution. And with all resolutions, approval must be made by the mayor.
Well, let me just add to the past practice, there is one resolution, you can look it up, that was not stamped, nor signed by the mayor. The resolution which appointed me in 2012 does not have a resolution number. And the resolution in 2024, the person was nominated and voted for by the Democratic Committee, which the charter does not allow for. So the practice has not been consistent in the past. And clearly the charter was not followed. In doing that this year, I want to make sure that we follow the charter. There was no process. There isn't a process. So the charter particularly says that we, the council, have the right to make the appointment. And it does not give further to the process.
The only way that the council can act is by resolution or by ordinance.
I can contact the lawyer today, that's not correct. We can make this appointment.
You can make an appointment, but it has to be done by resolution.
You're scared of the mayor, just say that. Let's move on.
Okay, Mr. Williams.
So after considering all the applicants, I was very at a loss for words to see a resignation which came from someone that I believe had a lot of experience, Jens Riggy. He was an individual coming into this conversation that I thought would do the council really well with the upcoming year to be expected with carrying 2 new council members. There is a significant learning gap. That is not a slight at either of those individuals. It is sincerely just the expectation that going into the type of fiscal uncertainty that has continued to be thrown around this table, that is not something that is at a loss for me. So wanting to ensure that the council maintains some degree of experience. I know at the exiting of Ms. Porterfield, she does a significant amount of work that is often discredited or not recognized. And to have that void exist would not be at the credit to the work that we do at the table and would be at a loss to the community. With that being said, there was a resignation, so the 3 individuals that I highlighted that I found most able to fulfill the duties of city council member are Justin Chairs, Imran Khan Muhammad, and Budhan Ramcharan. So if there are conversations around any others, I look forward to kind of cross-reference my notes. And I look forward to the open discussion.
Mr. Rowe.
So I could support Justin Cheers based on the interview and what I noticed specifically.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So, probably having the most questions for each candidate and a method of grading each candidate while the interviews were going on. I unfortunately don't have any 3 of those picked. My top candidate would be Rachel Ward. I really like Carmela Gaudio Simmons. This way, Dharam Pittal. Sylvia Jimison, that's how you pronounce it. Eric Johnson, and Sanjay Uriah Ham. I-E-R-A-H. Abraham.
Thank you. I mean, we were fortunate to have received about 17 individuals who submit their resume and their interest in being an interested candidate to fill this vacant city council seat. So that's the first time I've seen so many people showing interest, which is a good thing. And I commend every one of them for pushing their name forward and to interview and to offer themselves to serve the city of Schenectady. There were a few dropped out, but I think a lot of candidates interviewed very well. And unfortunately, we only have to choose one. But I will do whatever we do here tonight and to select one. I do want to encourage the others, just don't go away, keep involved in city politics. You don't know what's happened. One of us don't resign, one of us don't decide to run in the next year or two. So you can have your name out there and be very involved and, be a city council member in the future. Two names I've been in the interview process. I went through all the resume, and two names that pops out to me that I stand out. It's Justin Cheers and Imran Mohammed.
Thank you. So I as well, through all of them, and there were three people who stood out for me, and actually two of them are the same as Mr. Turo, Ms. Simmons, Mr. Hitlaw, and the third person is Justin Sheriffs.
Yes.
So at this time, any motion? Based on our conversation, unless there's more discussion about candidates.
Sorry, I think we can continue. I think, so there seems to be the most votes behind Justin Chairs. I can tell you previously, I was considering Ms. Gaudia Simmons. I think taking into consideration like other elements behind the scenes, wanting to be considered of what that would look like coming into the new year. I think one of the unspoken aspects is this individual would have to run almost immediately. And that is not something that is lost on me. So I need to understand the capacity, but then also with I think to Mr. Farley's point, but it's easier just to speak. I think wanting to see what a complicated place that would be for the council to be in, appointing an individual from a different party, and then having to then be forced to watch them go through a primary. I think in consideration to other candidates, I also had weighted scales. I can outline those as relevant experience, communication skills, problem solving abilities, collaboration skills, community engagement, and total package. I think in looking in at Justin Chairs and at Imram, that pushed those individuals slightly above her. So I did not want it to be unspoken that I was considering her previously, but looking at those other elements, at this point it seems to be a consensus or more votes aligned for Justin Chairs.
So the people that rose to the top in terms of the votes around this table, the conversation around the table was Ms. Simmons and Mr. Hitlaw and Justin Chairs. This time, Justin Chairs is the person who has the majority of people said they would support. So the motion is to appoint Justin Chairs to this vacancy.
Okay, so
Second.
All right, clerk, could you please call the roll?
Mr. Toro,
No.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Rivera,
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Porterfield?
Yes. Motion passes 4-1. Ask for a motion to adjourn?
Second, and President, let the record reflect that I'm serving you the veto, moved and second, done as equivalent by resolution. See you next Monday night.
Second.
Huh?
Second.
Yes, second. We said all, for the adjournment?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's interesting, Mayor, that you have somebody's name typed in here before we even have a vote.
It's the role of leadership sometimes to know what's going on.
Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you all for showing up.